to love someone more dearly every day, to help some wandering child to find its way, to ponder o'er a noble thought and pray, and smile when evening falls, and smile when evening falls. This is my task. Here's a spiritual. I'm gonna tell God how you treat me. I'm gonna tell God how you treat me one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna tell God how you treat me. I'm gonna tell God how you treat me one of these days. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. Hallelujah. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table. I'm gonna sit at the welcome table one of these days. Good morning. I'm here walking through these corridors of life, trying to demonstrate some information on the internet for you to understand what ministry does, some of the things we do. This morning I'm impressed to talk about the Holy Writ as it has been given to us. A lot of people acquire disciplines through many books, but they don't realize that through the transition of time, we've received this wonderful information about discipline. You laughed at me and scorned me when you saw me knelt in prayer. You thought that I was crazy. You thought that I should care. You said that life won't pay off. You gave to me a sign of ridicule and cruelty from time to time, but I'll be walking into glory. Glory will shine. Walking into glory, singing all the time, looking around that city, eternity sublime. You made your decision. You made your decision. You made your decision. I made mine. This is about Claudia Ann Humphrey, missionary, in the practice room, showing a little bit of the developments of the past, learning music, practice times, and how they developed into performances. From studios like this, it's just a regular studio, 4 walls, a doorway, and then, of course, the piano or the instruments that you bring in. I spent a lot of time practicing violin and so forth in these rooms. I play several instruments. Piano is one of them, but I found that as a missionary, that this can be beneficial information for people who want to continue using their talents, their gifts for Jesus, is to develop more skills in the area of music. The chief musician of the church that I address utilizes the highest form of expression for beautiful music. We all make a joyful noise to the Lord, but there is also the refinement and the improvement of the vessel that we're using, and the notes that we are taking are developed into notes on pages that we read, and all this is rudimentary knowledge. There's also the performance level where you are dressed in formal gowns and the hair is done and so forth. Usually for the churches, they like the finest presentation possible. There's a lot of choir robe wearing, but there is a lot of festive celebrations to the Lord in regal dress as well as common streetwear or formals. But all that goes into putting your best performance before the Lord. In the school setting, it's putting your best classroom study for the teacher to give you an accredited grade for college or a high school or grade school, whatever development you happen to be in. My name is Bishop Claudia Ann Humphrey. I was placed before the Church of the Seventh-day Adventist as a minister in 2004. However, I was ordained in 2001, and I've been doing missionary work. I'm a licensed missionary. Thank you. You have the tarp, and then you have a pillow, and you have a scarf, and also some kind of sheet or sheet blanket, depending on the weather, how thick that's going to be. In a small bag, I made a reference to bags being used. Sometimes people say, well, we don't want you to use, don't come in here with that bag. It's sometimes inspections are covering some other business other than just you just have clothing or you're going on a trip. So they might want to inspect your bag. But this is just a missionary effort, and you don't have anything but just the necessities for the night. Wounded for me, wounded for me. There on the cross, he was wounded for me. Borne my transgressions, and now I am free. Oh, because Jesus was wounded for me. Dear Lord, kind Lord, gracious Lord, I pray, thou wilt look on all I love tenderly today. Wean our hearts of weariness, scatter every care, down a wake of angel wings, winnowing the air. Bring unto the sorrowing all release from pain.